Hey y'all, what do you hate about winter? Well, one thing I hate about winter is this ice that we've had now for the last week. I'm here in my home state of Kentucky, and even the friggin' gravels are slick. There's ice everywhere, and according to the weather, we're gonna get another round starting this afternoon with snow on top, possibly. So, yay! But you know, this is February the 15th, so we're halfway through February and almost through winter. Praise God! If we can hold on for 2 or 3 more weeks, we'll be into March, and spring will be here pretty soon. So can't wait for that. So yeah, I hate gloves in the winter. I hate to have to fool with coats and scarves and boots, and the dog's water bowl freezing up. I hate having to sweep the snow. I hate having to worry about pipes freezing, letting your water drip. I hate the cold in general because my body just does not tolerate it. I despise it. But unfortunately, you know, I have to be where I'm at now anyway during the winter. As you guys know, I'm a part-time gypsy. So I still have responsibilities and everything, and I have to see those through. And but I do solemnly swear that one of these days, when my full-time gypsy life begins, I will never be where it's cold again. Never, because it's just not me. It's not. But anyway, I'm not going to say there's, I, you have to be positive, and y'all know I'm a positive person. I always have been. I always look for the good, and there is some good. So thank God didn't we lose power here. A lot of my neighbors have lost power farther away from me. So as of yet, we have not lost power. So that's one thing to be thankful for. And the other thing is that it can be pretty. You can see behind me, I live right on the river, and it can be beautiful. The snow is pretty. It's not pretty enough to make a difference to me, but you know what? You got to look for the positives, and that's what I'm doing. And so I thought in this little video clip, how about we, instead of bashing winter, why don't we have a winter bash? How about that? All right, if you guys are interested in that, come on back, and we're going to see what we can do to have a winter bash, y'all. And in the comments, put down what is it that you do to get you through this through these wintertime ordeals with snow and ice and the constant gray clouds that where you don't see the sunshine for days. I think that's what does it to me mentally. Oh, if I can just see the sunshine, I can handle the cold better. But anyway, come on back. We're going to have a winter bash, and y'all are invited. So come on back. Hey guys, I made it in out of the ice. I'm back. And as I was saying in the intro, we are going to have a winter bash. Instead of bashing winter, we're going to have a winter bash. And, we look for the positives, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. I'm in the Little Ett in my camper, and this is what I am doing. I'm making party food, y'all. Yeah. Okay. Who says that you can't have party food for no reason? Do what makes you happy. That's part of Galgon Camping's mission. That's part of my message, is to, I always say, I sign off with remember, don't wait to live. And this is just an indicator. Don't wait to live. Do what you can now. Make the best of a bad situation. In this case, we've all got cabin fever. I got my cabin socks on. In the camper, I may not be in the cabin, but I'm in my camper. And it's very cozy in here. It makes me happy. And I would be much happier if I had this camper somewhere other than my driveway in this snow and ice. But you know what? That's not an option right now, but soon it will be. So right now, I am going to make the best of it. And I'm going to share with you some tips. And I'd like to hear back from you guys too. I want to know what you do to beat the winter blahs, you know. When you get cabin fever and you've been hemmed in for a long time, what do y'all do to kind of get out of that? So, in just a moment, I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to show you what else is on the menu. Come on back. Okay, y'all. Here is my party spread here in my camper. So, I just showed you guys I was fixing up some cocktail wieners. I fixed those on the stove the traditional way with little barbecue sauce on them. I had some celery that I had already cut up. I love to munch on celery. Unfortunately, that just doesn't do it all the time. I have to have my chips too, so I do have a few chips. I'm going to just limit it to a few because I am trying to do the low carb thing, but hey, you know, we are having a party here, so, but you know, you can do a lot of appetizers and party food that is low carb, but I love my chips. And I want to show y'all too, this is, and normally, you know, if I was making it for holidays or, you know, not that this isn't real party, you guys, because I love having y'all here, but I mean, if, you know, when I do this at Christmas or holidays, you know, get-togethers or whatever, this is the makings of the cheese ball that I always make. And it's a classic. I don't know who gave me this recipe years and years ago, but it's one that I usually make when I do a cheese ball. And it's just softened cream cheese. And some, I use the shredded Colby Jack cheese in with it. You could use shredded mozzarella. You could use shredded cheddar, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, whatever you want to do. And so softened cream cheese, shredded cheese, Worcestershire sauce, chopped up onions, bacon bits, and I think there's garlic powder and salt and pepper and accent seasoning. Now you just, you know, would roll that up in a ball in a wheel like you normally would a cheese ball, and then I think that original recipe called for rolling it in chipped beef pieces. I never did do that. I always just used the bacon bits, and these are the soft bacon bits like in the package. Not the ones not the crunchy ones in the bottle, but you can use anything you want. You could use the soft or the hard bacon bits, or you could even use nuts, you know, walnuts or whatever. So there's variations of this, but this is the one that I always use. But instead of, you know, making the mess with rolling it in the ball and all that, I just stirred it up and put it in this container so I can just dip my celery in it and my chips. And I'm just having a little party here in the camper, you guys. So I am going to flip the camera up here. Hello. So, you know, do things that make you happy. You know what? What else goes with party food? Cocktails. I didn't have anything to mix for cocktails. But you know what I did find? And I don't know who gave this to me. I don't remember now who gave this to me, but it's been some time. Well, it's been a long time ago, and I think they had it for a while. I believe we were going to have a get-together at my house, and somebody brought this. A friend of mine brought this, I believe, and I think she had had it for a while, never did use it, so she brought it down, and we ended up not using it. But you all, look at the date. It's 2001. Okay? So I've had that the whole time. I never did use it. You know, I thought about breaking that out at New Year's, this past New Year's, but I didn't. So I'm like, you know what? This is 2021 when I saw this. This is 20 years old, you guys. So, you know, let's celebrate. Why do we celebrate? For no reason. Because we're alive. We survived COVID. Not COVID. I hope everybody survives it. But we have survived 2020. That's what I meant to say. So, you know what? Why save it? Why wait on anything? And like I said, that's part of Galgon Camping's message is don't wait to live. You know? Don't wait to live. So, talking about the winter blahs. You know, we talked about blues early on. I did think about depression and that kind of thing. This is not about that. This is just like, you know, when you get cabin fever, what can you do to kind of get out of that? So doing something like I'm doing right here, whether you know, it's with your family or friends or by yourself. You know, just do something different, change it up. Have a party. Make party food. Make something that decadent dessert, something you normally wouldn't make through the week or any time other than holidays. Just do it, you know. You don't have to. You don't have to wait on a reason. Let's just do it. So another thing that I thought of was, of course, reading books. I'm big on reading books, and wintertime is great for that. I have a little section. I'll show you guys here in a minute. I have a little section in my camper where I keep books, and I'm also big on cards. You know, playing cards and board games. And y'all, that's such great family time. You know, if y'all have kids, still have young kids at home, it's a great time when your power goes out. Hopefully y'all have another source of heat. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. I'm going to do a whole another video on all that because we've had so many power outages all over the country. I know fortunately I haven't lost power yet here, but it's hit all around us, you know, in my county. So you know, what to do when the power goes out and all that. But I know I used to love it when I was a kid when the power would go out. Of course, we always had an alternate source of heat. I grew up that way. But, you know, we'd break out the you know, the oil lamps and the battery lights and all that. And it was fun for me. You know, I don't mind it. The heat is the main thing, of course, if you're in, you know, if it's cold. But, you know, we'd play board games. My parents, you know, they let us play cards and board games, and we would do that, and I always enjoyed it. I was 20 years old, y'all. And so, books and games, of course, and puzzles. You know, the old kids today, I hope that kids still do that. I hope there's parents out there that will do that kind of thing with their kids and realize how important that is. It's family time, and it's simple things that, you know, you don't need a phone, you don't need a computer, you don't need a video game. You know, it's good quality time, things that everybody can play and laugh and learn. So cards and board games. Working at home, of course, is great if you are able to work from home. I have been. I was able to work from home through the shutdown when the COVID shutdown first happened. And thankfully, you know, when we have ice and all that, we're able to work from home. And, you know, it was going more and more to that before COVID ever hit. But now that COVID is in the picture, you know, that's going to be happening more and more. And I think even after COVID passes, when and if it passes, that companies are going to keep doing, because it's saving them a ton of money. You know, they're not having to pay for mileage. They're not having to pay for travel expenses, hotel stays, food catered to events, and people together and everything, because they can do it virtually. And, you know, they may go back and do it somewhat, but it's never going to be like it was. I really don't think. But anyway, not only doing your work at home, but, you know, I have other projects that I do. Of course, my gal gone camping writing, you know, my posts, my blog, my videos that I'm doing right now. And any other, you know, if you have a side job or whatever, it's great that you can work at home. What else? Plan. You know, I always have an imagination. And I always have. I've had a huge imagination ever since I was a kid. And it never left me. Daydream, you guys. I love to lay here in my camper in this bunk, and I can just daydream, and I can plan. I plan trips that's going to be coming up. I plan, you know, things I want to do. So, you know, plan your next trip. What else? Shop. Of course. Shop online if you got power, you know. But don't get carried away. Don't get carried away, you know, on the shopping online. That can be dangerous, but it's a good time. I'm getting ready to place an order for a few things that I'm going to do to finish this camper up. just some little fun things, some details that's going to add to my Western hippie cowgirl gypsy theme in here. It's gonna be really cool. I've almost got it all done, but I'm ordering a few more things to complete that. So shopping online, virtual get-togethers. You guys, have y'all done that? I am going to check out. I follow Cheap RV Living and Homes on Wheels Alliance. Those are two great sites. When y'all get a chance, go check that out. And they used to do live, and they still do, in small groups, but, with the COVID and everything, that's been really, really brought to a minimum. But caravans, people used to travel in caravans. And so now they started doing virtual caravans. Getting together. I think they do it on Tuesday and Saturdays, I believe, like Saturday morning coffee chats and that kind of thing. So I haven't logged into that yet, but I definitely want to. So that is on my to-do list. But, you can make your own. That's another thing you do. Come up with stuff. If you come up with stuff that you haven't done before. Virtual get-togethers with friends would be good. If you can't get together, if you're stuck, in this snow and ice or whatever, try to do virtual get-togethers. Eat and cook. Like what I've been doing. Of course we're going to, I know you feel like eating the house down, people get bored or whatever and they want to eat. It's just a good time to cook, try new recipes and, if you have been meaning to try something, just go ahead and do it. It's a good time to cook and, of course, eat and drink and be merry. But, within reason. You guys know what I'm talking about. But, to just enjoy this time just like you would a holiday or something. If you can look at it that way instead of I'm stuck. Don't look at it like I'm stuck here and I can't get out. Look at it like I'm going to be here for a little while and I don't need to be getting out because it's dangerous and I'm going to make the most of it and I'm going to have fun. You got to look at things in the right way. You got to have the right attitude. You guys, there's two choices. You always have two choices in everything in life. You really do. You have two choices. You have two ways that you can look at things. And if you don't, you're really going to have a hard time in life, I believe. You have to have that right attitude. No matter what, it's going to get you through. And watching movies. So, you guys, got it set up here. I love to come out here and just watch my movies, watch my other YouTubers, whatever. So, of course, watching movies and YouTube and all that. That's fun. So, binge watch something. Of course, I know you guys are probably doing that. Bird watching. You guys, I love nature. I love my wildlife. I love nature. And I just got a new pack of bird seed and filled my feeder. I love to watch. I can sit and watch them for hours. I love, love, love how my birds come every year too, because they know it's going to be there. I had I don't think he was here he's not been here yet this winter, but I had for like 2 or 3 years in a row, I had a woodpecker that would come to the feeder every year. And that was so much fun to watch. So I love, I love watching the wildlife. So bird watching. If you can get out, even if it's cold, get out and walk. I hate the cold, but if you just go ahead and bundle up and get out and take a walk, get some fresh air, walk around, fill up that bird feeder, just take a moment to take that walk, even if it's 5 minutes, just a 5-minute walk, just to get out and at least get out of the house. It will do you good. I'm the world's worst to just want to sit there because I don't want to be cold. I hate the cold, but once I'm out, that's it. It's making that move to get up and go out. Once I do it, I feel better. Any kind of walking, like I said before, any kind of movement is good. And, if you do have snow and, get out with the kids, make a snowman sleigh ride. You're never too old, tube or just, have a snowball fight. Do something. Now, of course, the ice is a different story, you guys. It's so dangerous about falling. Everything's iced over. Your carports and your steps, and it's horrible. The ice is really, really bad. So I wouldn't not advise getting out when it's icy. You're so apt to fall. So please be careful. If you do have to get out, please be careful and always hold on to something. Make sure that you have, you don't have slick shoes on. Wear rubber soled shoes so you will not fall. It's horrible. Um, as I was saying before, real entertainment. Get out those books and those board games and do that kind of thing. If you have some kind of hobby, if you're a musician or you're an artist or you do some kind of craft, practice that. Take this time to practice that. Think about, if you have things that, that you sell online, or if you like to sell at festivals and fairs and that kind of thing, they're going to come back eventually. We are going to go back to having some live events, so you could be making that kind of stuff up. And so these are just a few tips. And you guys, one of the big things to look at during a time like this is, we may be snowed in and iced in, but we survived 2020. I mean, thank God that we survived it, if you're alive to tell about it. Thank the Lord for that. And there's so many people who did not survive COVID, who did not survive 2020. And my heart goes out for those families. And update on a friend of mine, I put out on my last blog post that I had a very, very dear friend of mine. It's like a sister. We grew up together. She was my very first friend, y'all. My very, very first friend. She used to help me find my bus when I had started school, because she was like 2 years older than me. And I love her to pieces. And she is a nurse at a assisted living facility, and she got COVID here a few weeks back. And but the bad part about it, she got pneumonia on top of that. So she was really in a battle, very, very serious. Was very worried about her. She was sent to UK hospital from the hospital that she was in, and it was very serious. But thank God she has since, I think about 2 days ago, I think the day before yesterday, she got to go home. So I'm so thankful for that. Thank you, Lord. So pray that she continues to do well. And like I said, just pray for all the COVID patients, y'all, that they make a complete recovery from this horrible disease, horrible virus. It's just been so horrible, something like we've never seen before. So please remember, continue to pray for everybody, as I know y'all will. And so I just wanted to say hello and maybe give y'all hopefully it makes you smile, just to, maybe give you some ideas to think about what you can do while you're stuck in, and I hope that everybody is safe with this ice storm and bad weather that we continue to have with the snow, and it's all over the country. I just learned today that my kids that live in Texas, my son and daughter-in-law and grandson live in Texas, and they just lost power a while ago. I mean, so I'm worried about them. And my neighbors, we still got people in my area that don't have power. So you guys please check on your neighbors. If there's any way that you can assist, please check on them and make sure that they have heat, or they, if they can go somewhere where there is heat and food and they have what they need. All right, you guys. So I guess that's about it for this time. Just wanted to say hello and try to lift your spirits. Don't get down. Don't let the winter beat you. And we can bash winter all we want, but these are just a few tips to try to see the positives in winter. It can be beautiful. We know that, and I know there's a lot of people out there that love winter, and I don't mean to be down on it, but it's just not. It doesn't go along with me, but just a few tips, and I just wanted to invite you guys to my winter bash and have a little party right here in the camper. And I'm so glad y'all come to enjoy it with me. And so happy, this is Monday. What a way to spend a Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. You take care and have a great week. And remember, don't wait to live. Break out that bottle of champagne. Make that cake. Don't wait to live. We'll see you down the road.